Wyatt Russell here on the Rich Eisen Show under the banner of Heaven, and this FX show that's now available for streaming on Hulu. Andrew Garfield and you in this program, Sam Worthington as well. Yeah. Daisy Edgar Jones. I see the the billboards all over this town fort. So when you say that you're glad it's over, you had to go anywhere pretty much for this role too, huh?
It's just Andrew. Everybody's awesome. Andrew Garfield, as incredible of an actor as he is, he's also that great of a person.
Yes.
And he's just the best. Sam, same thing. Great guy, great to work with. Daisy, that made it fun. That made it okay to go. And after I had to do some of the stuff I had to do, come home from work and just forget about the day, hopefully turn on hockey or football. We were filming this past winter and just forget about it, and that made it a lot easier. But it was had to do some stuff and be a certain way that just leaves a bad taste in your mouth after the day is over. Mm-hmm. Sports was what totally just ended the day, it reset it for me.
And that helps out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Be huge.
And again, that's on available for streaming on Hulu right here, starting right now. All episodes of Under the Banner of Heaven. Wyatt Russell here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you're a longtime hockey player, correct? You tried it. So is this the playoff beard that you got working right now?
This is just my attempt at making my wife annoyed, and then her being like, I don't know, I kind of like it. And I was like, all right, well, I'll keep it.
Because it's a very Lebowski type look you've got going on right here. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Is that a
You're right. It is.
You kind of got that going.
I know. I was the Big Lebowski for Halloween in college one year.
Were you?
Of course. I mean, everybody felt like at some point it was the Big Lebowski. It was the dude at some point in college, and I had a white Russian and a robe, and I did the whole thing, and it was a hit. I was I always make the joke that I look more like Jeff Bridges than I look like my dad. Sometimes, and so
you do have a real Jeff Bridges Lebowski look about you right now, man.
I know. And look, that's a compliment. So thank you.
You're welcome.
But dude, but I couldn't ever. The reason I grew a beard is because I was 18. No, I was 17, 18. I was going to be the captain of my hockey team, and or one of the captains, one of the leaders of the team, and I had a baby face. No one would, respect me, I thought. So I was like, I'm going to grow a beard. I'm going to really try and grow a beard. So I grew a beard.
Yeah.
I put Just for Men in it to color it brown. And then went out and then shaved the rest. I was like, okay, the beard's not really, but maybe I'll do a handlebar mustache. And then so I shaved into this horrible handlebar mustache. So it was peach fuzz handlebar with, Just for Men. But it kind of worked.
It did.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was just, maybe it's totally psychosomatic and completely born from insecurity. But then I didn't have a beard because it was people, think I'm wise.
But why? Why do you go? JFM is for people my age.
Because you couldn't see it unless I put Just for Men in there. You couldn't see the beard.
Funny thing is, one year when I was on SportsCenter. Back in the late 90s, they didn't want their anchors to wear facial hair.
Really?
Yeah, I went on vacation and I didn't shave. So I came back and I shaved it into a goatee. But my problem was, Wyatt, is that my mustache and the beard wouldn't connect. So I had to draw it in.
Oh, wow, you did. And you went for it.
And then I got back to my desk after the SportsCenter, and I got a few voicemails from fans and people that I know saying, why did you go on the air with S all over your face?
Funny.
And that was the end of my goatee. I had one and done facial hair of SportsCenter. That was the end of that.
No, dig that up.
So I can totally understand that. What you were a goalie? Is that what you were?
I was a goalie.
So why did you need facial hair with the mask on? I don't understand.
It was for my own team. It was for my own team, for my own
respect within the locker room. It wasn't
I was
for the
young.
Opponent. Okay. Okay.
When you're playing junior hockey, you play. There's 15 to 21.
Okay.
Depending on who's aging out. So when you're that 17, 16, 17-year-old to 21 age gap is a really big age gap.
Okay.
There's the 21-year-olds are men. And me as a 17-year-old was still a boy.
Right.
So you had to be able to, I don't know, find some sort of edge to be able to get the respect of some of your teammates or the younger guys. I don't know. It was a stupid thing to do, but it seemed to help me. And we had a great season and finished second in Canada. So it worked.
Wow. So what was more realistic for hockey? You with the Just for Men beard within your locker room, or your dad is Herb Brooks?
What was more realistic?
Yes,
my dad is Herb Brooks.
I mean, more than
well, my
beard.
dad is Herb Brooks was a really interesting thing because they filmed it in Vancouver when I was playing junior hockey there. So they would come to sometimes after games, like in Abbotsford, we had a game, and they were shooting there after we'd play. So there was the crew was there and whatever, and watching our games. One of the players from our team left to go be like a extra in the movie
for a Russian or something like that.
Yeah,
for
like team Sweden,
Finland, or for the Finns,
to fill out the other teams. So, and they wanted me to go to be one of the goalies to help out. You couldn't do it unless you quit the team. So it was like, there's no way that's going to happen. But the director, Gavin, and my goalie coach, Paul, and my dad all, did a really great job of basically saying, if you haven't played college hockey,
yes,
don't come out for the tryout. Like if you haven't played college hockey, don't
try out for the movie you're talking about.
Try out for the movie.
Okay.
So they started at a point, which I think every movie should start with, a sports movie, but specifically hockey. If you can't play, you're not going to, no matter how great of an actor you are, don't worry, you're not going to make it. So all those players in the movie could really play. Like they were really good hockey players, all of them, for the most part, I think, everyone. And so the realistic aspect you feel in that movie is because they're all hockey players, all of them.
Right.
They all played either professional hockey or Division I college hockey. And so realism in that movie is like very high. And my dad was a professional athlete. Mm-hmm. Gavin would come to our practices and games, and they really understood the sport. Like it wasn't just people trying to go make a movie because they thought it was fun and cool and Disney. It was like they really, really got it right.
Well, I mean, the movie's spectacular, but so hold on a minute. So Wyatt Russell is between the pipes in this barn, in Canada.
And it was a barn
playing an actual
Abbey
hockey game, professional hockey game,
junior hockey,
junior hockey game. Okay, so Wyatt Russell's in between the pipes in this barn in a junior hockey game. Mm-hmm. After which, Kurt Russell would get on that same ice, as Herb Brooks to shoot the movie Miracle.
Yes. That didn't happen every night.
But that happened
a couple times. Yeah.
Damn.
Happened. Yeah, it was kind of fun, kind of weird. I know.
What are the odds, right? I mean,
I know. That was part of him doing the movie. I think was that I was playing a lot of I was living in Vancouver playing hockey, and so that when they said, "Well, do the movie, do you want to do this movie?" It was going to be done in Vancouver, and that was part of what was cool. And so he actually trained. He couldn't skate very well, but he just needed to skate like a coach, So he would come out while we were practicing on Saturdays at Great Pacific Forum, GPF. My goalie coach, a couple other goalies. We practiced at like 7 a.m. on Saturday, just goalie practice.
Yes.
And he would come out and skate around, and we'd kind of be like, no, when you make a tight turn, you got to make a tight turn. Just a quick little tight turn. You got to make it look like it's nothing, and feed somebody a puck nonchalantly. So he was working on stuff like that while I was actually practicing, like my real.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that had to be great. That had to be great for you.
So much fun because he was very involved in my hockey as a he was with sports mentally. Like he played professional baseball. Whole family played pro ball.
I didn't know that.
He played for the Angels and the Padres. My dad's an unbelievable athlete. My cousin Matt Franco, he played for the Cubs and the Mets and the
sure,
Matt,
of course.
And
he's your cousin?
Yeah, he's my cousin. Greatest dude in the world. My cousin Franzi has like NCAA soccer records. My aunt Jill was the first, I think, one of the first women ever asked to race IndyCar. They have like IndyCar, or they have racing world championships and stuff, and they're a big sports family. Everybody loves sports,
right?
And had success in athletics. So I was supposed to be a baseball player. I'm much more genetically inclined to play baseball than I am hockey. I just didn't like baseball quite as much. It didn't fit my personality quite as much as hockey did. So I went that direction and had a lot of success and built, made me totally who I am. Still some of my best friends in the world from when I played hockey, and keep in touch with a lot of the guys, and got really cool thing was able to do. When at first I was like, this is going to suck. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to get destroyed.
What's that?
Cam Talbot was playing in the All-Star game. Cam and I were goalie partners in University of Alabama in Huntsville. And, I haven't seen him in a while, and I've been following his career. It's so awesome to see how unbelievably great his career's been. Mm-hmm. And they asked me to come do this like celebrity goalie thing against Trevor Zegras. Mm-hmm. I'm the goalie remember, I don't know if you guys remember the Zegras play with one hand at the All-Star game, where it went like viral. Yeah. It was an insane. I mean, it's unbelievable what that guy can do with the puck.
Yeah.
And so I got I'm the guy in net. I was like a celebrity goalie, so I got to go do that and be on the same ice as Cam again. And say,
so you're like the Washington General to his Globetrotter, right?
Exactly. even so much so, I'm going to blow him up right now. But even so much so that in the 3 hours before, there he is. They had a couple of guys trying to figure out what he's going to do, and how's he going. And he was like, "You got to let me score." I'm like, "You're an NHL All-Star." I played hockey 14 years ago, wearing all of Bill Ranford's gear because he was my goalie coach. I called Bill and I was like, "I don't have any gear. Can you lend me gear?" So he was like, "Yeah." So I'm wearing all Bill Ranford's gear in that picture.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. Wyatt Russell here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you sat down and you were in the green room hearing us talk about the Broncos. So did you grow up here in L.A.?
Yeah, but they wouldn't have a team.
Right.
So the Broncos were my team because we grew up in between here and Colorado.
Okay, so when you were in Colorado, was Elway
John
years?
Elway. Yeah, 98, 99. That was right around the time I was 12. I was like, oh, the Broncos are my team. So
they're winning championships. Terrell Davis and
they were awesome.
Elway,
and then they went through a time period of just like it was
a
hellscape. You're like, it was an awful, desolate. It's a horrible time
until Peyton Manning arrives.
This is my big hot take that everyone always laughs at me for.
Wyatt Russell hot take, everybody.
Here we go.
Get the sizzle ready.
I've said it before, so it's not new.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Without Tim Tebow, the Broncos do not have a winning team the next season. They don't have it.
Okay.
Because here's why what I wholeheartedly believe after playing sports for a long time.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have a magic factor person on your team, somebody with a magic factor. All the great players have a magic factor about who they are as a human being.
Okay.
Right? All of them. Tim Tebow literally only had magic factor. He didn't have anything else, but his will to win was really contagious, obviously. And I know that feeling of someone who you might be laughing at in the locker room and being like, this guy's insane. But we're winning. And he's going to will us to win. And that energy, no matter how maybe annoying sometimes it is, it's the positivity of it is infectious. So they're going, they were like 1-4 or whatever with Kyle Orton and somebody else was there. And It's like nobody who else, they could have brought any mediocre quarterback in there. They would have done the same exact thing.
They were literally down to no other options. Than going to Tim Tebow based on everything that happened. And I have been Wyatt Russell in that stadium when Tebow was starting and playing. And he was terrible for 3 quarters. It was against the Jets on a Thursday night football game. Terrible against the Jets. It looked like the ball was floating 5 feet over the head of Demaryius Thomas, may he rest in peace, fluttering, as if Tebow threw the ball with his feet, as opposed to his hands. I have seen that. And then 6 minutes to go in the game. Tebow time. Hand to football gods was absolutely real. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. However, I need you to now make the connective tissue here, the turn that makes this a hot take that without him, there would have been no championship.
So,
in
because you make the playoffs that year, which I think is attributed to the energy that Tim Tebow brought.
No doubt.
You as a football organization and a team feel like, and you win a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They won
in the first
game
of the new overtime rules, where if you score a touchdown, it's done, and then there was one snap and done.
Right.
Yes, correct.
So I remember so well because I was like, "Oh my God, it happened!"
It's unbelievable.
So when you get that as a player,
yes,
you feel like we can really win. Like we won with that guy.
Yes.
But you need somebody who's going to bring the energy of that guy as a human being, but also be able to deliver as an athlete. So, but because
that vessel was Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. But because now Peyton Manning had walked into a locker room that wasn't 1-15.
Yes.
They had won a playoff game.
Correct.
And he is taking over a team that had some sense of what winning was like and how to shift energy and like how to follow somebody who's a leader. And Tim Tebow he's a leader, and he does it his own way. So if you just had like Kyle Orton back, no offense to Kyle Orton, or the Kyle Ortons of the world,
by the way, I think
who are amazing athletes and quarterbacks.
You have to say that before you denigrate him.
Yeah, I know. But by the way, I always say to any professional athlete, I'm like, whenever anybody like me, like schmo like me, talks about like a professional athlete, they're all unbelievable.
But you've been between the pipes with Justin,
and I felt what it feels like to win championships and do the whole and have to fight through things on small scales, but it's all relative in certain ways. And if you're aware of what's going on, then you can translate it to all other aspects of your life.
Right.
And the Kyle Ortons and the Jay Cutlers and all those people of the world are unbelievable, incredible athletes that everybody should wish that they want to be. But in order to be great in the NHL, if you want to be Connor McDavid or Peyton Manning or Russell Wilson or you have to be able to be something special in that category. That's a different thing, and we love to talk about it, and we're here because it's fun to talk about.
I hear you.
You know,
I got to tell you, I could poke a hole or two in your theory.
I'd love to.
But you're kind enough to. All right, fine. Look, Elway watched all of that happen,
right? And
I think Elway was thrilled. He was on the sideline when Demaryius Thomas ran 75 yards for that touchdown,
right?
And he couldn't believe that they were, had that now right to go to New England and get their asses handed to them, but. Deep down, that entire time, he knew Tebow was not sustainable.
For sure.
But Manning might not have gone to Denver had he not thought that they were ready to take another step.
Right.
And the fact that the next step was a divisional playoff game to win definitely might have made it more attractive to Peyton Manning
and so what I'd say to you in following this line of questioning is with another quarterback that was like Kyle Orton or Jay Cutler, or pick a quarterback of that time that was like Baker Mayfield's kind of in that category right now. Or like, can he get over the hump? He's unbelievable. He's so athletic. Like, would he have gotten them to that place? Or did you need like Tim Tebow time, like shirts and things and bringing the Broncos back to it? It was incredible.
It was incredible. So I guess the last thing for you then is what's more believable as a football miracle, Tebow time or your mom and Wildcats? Which one is that?
As a football miracle?
Yes, a football miracle.
Wildcats is a good movie.
It is. I know
Wildcats. By the way, it's the sport of the king. Better than Diamond.
It's a really good movie.
I know. By the way, I'm
Woody Harrelson is in it. Wesley Snipes is in it.
Yeah. It's an excellent team.
I would say that Tim Tebow time. Like,
You love Tebow.
Tim Tebow time is more of a miracle. But yeah.
Well,
you better put some respect on Molly McGrath's name.
We need to talk about the hockey playoff.
Okay.
Well, okay.
I know you don't have time.
Chris, you were actually thinking of gambling on tonight's Edmonton Oilers Avalanche game?
So
is that really?
It seems unlikely that the Avs just sweep through this whole playoff.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm thinking the Oilers get one tonight. And if they get one tonight, Connor McDavid has to score.
Yes.
So I'm thinking about a little parlay action right there.
Ooh.
Oilers to win with a McDavid goal.
I think that's actually a good bet. I'd bet that. Because I think that Connor McDavid is what is to hockey now what Wayne Gretzky was to hockey back then. If you're a hockey fan, and no, it's unbelievable what he can do. And I'd never really seen it because he plays for Edmonton, and you don't get like a lot of Edmonton hockey games here.
Right.
And so this playoffs, for the first time really watching him a lot, has been like seeing the best players in the world. They're all the best players in the world. They're all stars. Now we're down to like the best players in the NHL, the best teams. He can make the entire ice have no idea what they're going to do next. Like no clue. He can shift directions at the same speed that he's going forward laterally. He can do things that nobody else can do, and turns everybody else into like bantam hockey players. And I would bet that this dude does not want to go down tonight like this. He's a savant. He's a savant person. Like he's gonna do everything he can to make this.
The Avs have spanked him though.
Well, the only other player who's as incredible to me is Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon is the player who, if you have a kid and they play hockey, or I had a kid or I was a coach, watch Nathan McKinnon and do what he does. Like, play hockey like Nathan McKinnon. You can't look at Connor McDavid and say, play hockey like Connor McDavid. It's too alien. It's like that. He's an alien from outer space. But Nathan McKinnon, he can do things like that picture right there. Like,
yes.
Like the way that his forward momentum, the way he's square to the ice when his vision is unbelievable. His grit, everything about Nathan McKinnon. Play like Nathan McKinnon. Do everything you can to play like Nathan McKinnon. He's my favorite hockey player. So, it's so much fun to watch this series because this one in particular, Rangers and Tampa's fun too. Tampa's the best coach team in the NHL. But John Cooper, is the difference between a great coach and a good coach. He can they have a plan and they go execute the plan. And they don't know what the plan is. It's not just like, go get them, boys.
So who hoists the cup?
Colorado. They're unbelievable. Like, they're stacked. And McKinnon is as driven as Connor McDavid to win it. He's been in the season, he had that last year. It was like, I've been in this league for 6 or 9 seasons or whatever, and I've got nothing to show for it.
So when I'm just trying to do the age thing here. So when you were in Denver or you were spending time between Colorado and
I never played really hockey in Denver.
No, I'm just saying though, but if you were an Avs fan, that's the Patrick Waugh years.
Never an Avs fan.
Never.
Kings fan. Because Kings had hockey. Like Kings, I played for the Junior Kings. Okay. It was like everything. Right. Like Kings was literally right there. Like right, and you could throw a baseball and hit where I practiced like for most of my life.
Okay. So did you know Gretzky? Did that happen?
Yeah, I met him when we were younger. I also, like, you used to go on the ice in the middle of the the arena.
I'm sure you had some Hollywood privileges back in the day. Right?
No, it was more the Junior Kings aspect. You'd go on the ice to like play in between the periods, and then like Rudy would be there. You got to see the games, like all that kind of stuff. It was really fun. The Kings used to practice at where I started playing, which was Culver City. The rink's no longer, but like they had the worst facilities in professional sports. It was like it was the worst. You could stand on the boards and just stand there like this where the Zamboni door was.
Yeah.
And you just glide down to the center dot. Like you wouldn't have to. It was all sloped and angled. Like it was the worst facility. So we got to meet some of the players that way, and it was really fun. And Gretzky. Interesting thing, people always think Gretzky came and hockey exploded. Gretzky came, hockey explodes. People realize how expensive hockey is in Southern California. Land is super expensive. You have to travel everywhere to play hockey. Cooling an ice rink is very expensive, so hockey is expensive here. Everybody realized how great street hockey and roller hockey was, and that went, and ice hockey didn't move very much. It didn't actually like explode that way until later on. When some of the Kings players, and we had some great coaching, a lot of the Russian people who had family here, when the wall fell, all those Russian coaches and people from the Eastern Bloc, they came over, defected, and they became coaches for these kids in California. And now California is, I wouldn't call it a hockey hotbed.
Yes.
But there's a lot of players who are from California that play in the NHL, a good amount. Or they go play college hockey or professional hockey because we had amazing coaching during that time, like around 2000, 98, 99, 2000.
Well, it was the combination of Gretzky and Emilio Estevez, I think,
of course.
together.
I can't believe I forgot that.
Combined for the entirety of Southern California hockey boom.
Yes, I can't believe I forgot Emilio.
I just want to throw it out there. It's just that's my hockey contribution, Wyatt. That's my contribution. Good to have you here, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Under the Banner of Heaven, available now for streaming on Hulu. Make sure the kids are in bed when you start streaming that. Great to see you. You're welcome here anytime, sir.
Thanks. It was awesome. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Absolutely. Wyatt Russell here on the Rich Eisen Show. That'll wrap it up for this program. We will see you tomorrow. O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Michael Chiklis will be in the chair Wyatt currently occupies. No, you can stay there. They're not coming right now.
I'm like, I got to get out.
The dude.